with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended.
Christ is King. Jesus is Lord.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
All right, so that moment we brought to you yesterday.
After she talked about overturning Roe v. Wade and Donald Trump, I yelled out to the crowd that abortion is the sacrament of Satan. And when I said that, I deeply do believe that as a Christian. And about 10 seconds go by, and that's when the video of my friend Grant and I proclaiming that Christ is Lord and Jesus is King. When we said that, there's about 5 seconds after or before she tells us to go to the smaller rally down the street. You can see on the video she waves. She was actually waving to me. I took this cross off my neck that I wear, and as we were getting asked to leave, I held it up in the air and waved at her and pointed to her, and she looked directly in the eye, kind of gave me an evil smirk, and yeah, I just want to clear that up and confirm that she 100% was talking to us.
I was shocked when I heard that Kamala was skipping the Al Smith dinner. I'd really hoped that she would come because we can't get enough of hearing her beautiful laugh. Instead of attending tonight, she's in Michigan receiving communion from Gretchen Whitmer. If you really wanted Vice President Harris to accept your invitation, I guess you should have told her the funds were going to bail out the looters and rioters in Minneapolis, and she would have been here guaranteed.
Catholics will be a key demographic in every battleground state. I'm sorry, why is Vice President Harris not here?
As I said, on Friday, the great and the good of Catholic New York, including the Cardinal, got together for the annual Al Smith dinner, which is where politicians and presidential candidates take the proverbial out of one another. And Trump certainly took the brief, he took the opportunity, though he did open with a shot at himself. Sort of.
Nope, I've got nothing. I've got nothing. There's nothing to say.
And then there was this.
It's a true pleasure to be with you this evening. Amazing pleasure. And these days it's really a pleasure anywhere in New York without a subpoena for my appearance.
Naturally, Kamala Harris was the target of much of the routine. Have a look at this.
Campaigning can take a toll on a family and family life, although I hear that Kamala and her husband carve out some really beautiful alone time at the end of the day for an intimate dinner, just Doug, her, and the teleprompter that she uses quite well.
The affinity group White Dudes for Harris also copped a serve.
There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris? Doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me.
Even the Cardinal had to smile at that one, which makes you wonder what maybe he's heard in the confession box. Now, Trump also took this shot at Tim Walz.
I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods, but then I met Tim Walz.
Not even would-be first fella Doug Emhoff, that's Kamala's husband, who has been praised by the left for giving America a new definition of masculinity, was spared.
Major issue in this race is child care, and Kamala has put forward a concept of a plan. A lot of people don't like it. The only piece of advice I would have for her in the event that she wins would be not to let her husband, Doug, anywhere near the nannies. Just keep them away. That's a nasty one. That's nasty.
Oh, yeah, that was nasty. All in all, though, it was quite the tour de force. A lot of laughter, maybe even, you might say, a bit of joy. Hey, speaking of joy, let's go back to the campaign trail and see how the happy warrior, Kamala Harris, is tracking, shall we?
Would never again have the privilege of standing behind the seal of the President of the United States. Never again. Never again. Never again.
Now, Donald Trump is calling for CBS to have its licence pulled over Kamala Harris's recent interview, of course, with 60 Minutes, claiming it was edited to make her look good. This is what he said.
She gives an answer that shows that she's dumb or incompetent or something wrong with her. It's so bad that the people at CBS say, we're not going to do a little editing, like the word "the," make it there, something. You understand? They take the whole ridiculous answer out, and it was a long answer, and replace it with a much shorter answer that she did having to do with a totally different subject, which also didn't make sense.
Alex, why won't CBS just release the unedited tapes? And you mentioned the lefty media. Look, let's talk about MSNBC, the usual lunatic broadcasting station. They're having an absolute freak out. Host Al Sharpton and frequent guest Donnie Deutsch claimed that Donald Trump would place them on an enemies list if he was elected president again. Have a look.
Rev, are you worried going forward that you're on a list if Donald Trump is elected? Yes or no?
I'm convinced I'll be on the list.
I am too.
I don't know how we're not going to be.
And think about that. This is America. This is the United States of America, and people in the media, like the Rev, have to be concerned that they may be on a list. I have people saying to me, Donnie, are you worried? This is America. And yet people will still give permission to vote for Donald Trump. What's wrong with us?
Now, let's talk about the Al Smith dinner, the one, of course, that Kamala Harris missed, and sent in this really, really cringeworthy pre-recorded video instead.
Your Eminence and distinguished guests, the Al Smith dinner provides a rare opportunity to set aside partisanship.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, what's going on? Who was that?
Oh, sorry, Mary Catherine Elliott. Mary Catherine Elliott. It's so nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, Mary Catherine. Right now I'm trying to record my speech for tonight's dinner.
Oh, yeah, I know. I just want to say that I'm Catholic, and tonight is one of the biggest dinners next to the Last Supper.
It is a very important dinner, and it's an important tradition that I'm so proud to be a part of.
Good grief.
Donald Trump would actually probably do an interview with somebody, even if they are a leftist, even if they are, a sad excuse for a journalist. Donald Trump will still speak to those people, so they don't realize this would help their ratings much more than Kamala Harris, who will probably get us into World War III or a recession or a financial collapse in the next 4 years, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Anti-Christian rhetoric and anti-Christian approach to public policy. I don't think that we've, that's right, Jesus is king, and I don't think that we've seen... I don't think that we've seen anything like this in modern American politics.